It is another Thank God Friday to the start of the weekend. I am Melissa Enoch here at the FMDQ studios in Lagos.
And I am Grace Agbarago. It's November 28th. This is Your Money Moves.
Let's begin with your news now. Nigeria's new T+2 settlement system officially begins today, reducing the time for securities transactions to be completed from its previous T+3 settlement cycle. The move is expected to enhance market efficiency, boost liquidity, and align Nigeria's capital markets with global best practices. Here are excerpts.
Today, we're moving to T+2, certificate-less. So, to be honest, we've come a long way. And this particular process before used to create significant delays as well as operational bottlenecks contributed to widespread issues, including things like unclear share certificates, dividend, and then declaring investor, if you like, confidence. We are far away from that. I believe that the CSCS was formed in 1996 to actually, in 1992, I think, yeah. It's actually to help remove that bottleneck. I remember back in the day when we were on the floor. Our settlement day is Friday, and everybody brings his own check, right? Mr. Odin is looking at me. That time you were still, we used to exchange checks. And if I owe you money, if I didn't have cash flow, I won't show up on Friday, which means you've taken a risk and you're carrying a debit that I have not given you. CSS originally came and actually cleared that, if you like, risk that is enveloped in the market. The mission was to modernize the market, eliminate the risk of manual handling, as well as usher an era of faster, more reliable post-trade settlements, which is what CSCS was built for.
Our energy and our talent will forbid that we lose, that we don't make this work. We will make it work. And how do we make it work? It's not by chance. It's not just by a wish. It's not just a joke. It's not. It wasn't by happenstance. It was very deliberate and very intentional the way we have gone about this. At the SEC, we recognize some certain things. What we're doing now is going to bring us some challenges. It's going to challenge us to have sharper surveillance over transactions. It's going to ask us to make sure we have the capacity to detect faster errors in the system. It would challenge us to make sure that we have very quick dispute resolution processes in place. We must open up communication channels and make them more efficient. And we must always and consistently test and stress the system to see and make sure that it's working, because things are now bringing quicker results. It means that the impact is going to be faster and more pronounced.
Today,
in Kenya, NSE-listed Centum has reported a steadier half year to September 2025, with group loss after tax improving 6%, supported by stronger subsidiary performance, higher deferred tax credits, and lower finance costs. Net asset value per share rose to 68.75 Kenyan shillings from 66.93 shillings, while total return at company level reached 472 million shillings, up from 444 million shillings. Operating expenses rose 5% with inflation. Finance costs fell 64%, and other comprehensive income jumped to 99 million shillings from 14 million shillings. In Morocco, Uber has resumed operations in Morocco 7 years after exiting the market, launching first in Casablanca and Marrakesh. The company left in 2018 following regulatory uncertainty and conflict with taxi unions, and is returning with a more cautious, phased model to avoid past tensions. Uber first entered Morocco in 2015, operating without a legal category for ride-hailing, leaving drivers vulnerable to penalties and pressure from taxi syndicates. In Rwanda, the African Securities Exchanges Association Conference draws the curtains today, wrapping up several days of discussions on strengthening capital markets, promoting investment and building resilient financial systems across Africa. We now hear from Mutesi Rusagara, Rwanda's state minister in charge of resource mobilization and public investment.
If we look at the state of our stock exchanges today, it's exciting to see both progress, but I also see a sense of urgency, just given where the continent is going and what our needs are. The number of stock exchanges on the continent has grown. Many of you did not exist a generation ago, and we continuously we're seeing more stock exchanges emerge year after year. Yet we also still see gaps when it comes to market capitalization. Our exchanges remain quite low, and compared with other developing regions such as East Asia, which we like to compare our growth to. So I think as policymakers and exchanges, and as we're gathered here today, one of the big questions we really need to tackle is how do we start to address the fragmentation that we see in our markets? I'm glad that you've talked about the exchange linkages project and how that's expected to expand. When we look at similar regions such as Asia, when they took on such initiatives and what it meant for visibility, what it meant for deepening their capital pools, but also the lessons learned. I don't think it was also completely successful. There's a lot for us to see so that we're able to make sure that whatever we're engaging on today really reaches the impact that we're looking to achieve.
Trade and Investment Roadshow is underway, bringing together government officials, investors, and business leaders to showcase opportunities and promote economic growth across the country. The roadshow aims to facilitate partnerships, attract investment, and highlight strategic sectors poised for development and innovation. Here are some excerpts.
Kenya gives you an opportunity of 55 or so million consumers. But it's not just that. Kenya has been a gateway to the wider region over time. So what we present to you today is not the 55 million Kenyans that we have, but the almost 500 million consumers within the Eastern Africa space. And Kenya has developed its trade routes. The northern corridor that we are touted for is probably one of the most active trade routes that we do have, and take full advantage of that. When we say, what are we really looking for in this forum? So I saw things like talent, youth. Kenya presents you with all that. We are, and I would brag about this, probably one of the most educated population that we do have. Geographically, Kenya well positioned. If you're looking to do something with Asia, Kenya well positioned. We are halfway across the world. If you want to get yourself to Europe, the same. The southern part of Africa, the same. So Kenya is a unique country in that it presents you not only the opportunities, but we are also uniquely placed to ensure that you can be able to conduct your business as quickly and as efficient as possible. So welcome as we get to interact today.
Finally, on news now, Zimbabwe says it does not plan to fully move away from the US dollar, even as it works toward making the ZiG its primary currency by 2030. Under a new economic blueprint unveiled by President Emerson Mnangagwa in Harare, the ZiG will be used for domestic transactions, but dollar-denominated treasury bills, bonds, and shares, including those on the Victoria Falls Stock Exchange, will not be converted into the local currency. I am Melissa Enoch, and that's it on News Now this Friday. The show returns shortly with Grace at the Archives Room, giving us market updates.
here at Africa Energy Week in 2025. First day of the event is booming everywhere. A lot of people, many stakeholders from the energy value chain.
We're here to promote the need for investments in a robust downstream sector to truly have energy security for the continent.
Welcome back to Money Moves. Let's now go over to Grace for today's market rounds. Hello there, Grace.
Look at how the markets wrapped trading today, starting off with the equities. The Nigerian Stock Exchange gained by 0.20%, while the BRVM eased 0.24% to 346.38. The Nairobi Securities Exchange added 0.38% to 181.06. In South Africa, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange gained 0.12%, while the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange surged 2.95%. And in North Africa, the MASI closed on the negative, down 0.65%. Let's do a quick round on some of the Pan-African currencies. The rand strengthened 0.16% against the US dollar. The Egyptian pound gained 0.06% to 47.65, while the CFA franc rose 0.18% to 567.13. The Kenyan shilling slipped 0.10% to 129.60. The Moroccan dirham advanced 0.26%, while the naira inched up 0.07% to 1,446 naira 82 kobo. Let's switch into the commodities data deck, beginning with energy prices. Energy prices were mixed today, with Brent crude falling 0.33% to $63.13, while the US WTI rose 0.29% to $58.82. Natural gas advanced 2.63% to $4.67, and RBOB gasoline gained 1.27% to $1.91 as of 14:12 GMT. Now, finally, two metals prices. Gold increased 0.49% to $4,222.80. Copper rose 1.06%, and platinum surged 3.88% to $1,647.70. Aluminium gained 1.03%, while iron edged up 0.11% to $104.63 as at 14:14 GMT. And that's our Money Moves markets today. Back to you, Melissa.
Thank you very much for those market updates, Grace. And that's it for today's edition of Money Moves. from me and the rest of the team here at the FMDQ studios, we say thank you very much for watching, and do have a very lovely weekend, everyone.